these days in Hollywood.
We've got Larry Kudlow here now. Before we get into the meat and bones of it, we've been talking about this Hillary Rodham Clinton movie. They say Scarlett Johansson might play her. Who do you think should play Hillary Rodham? Young Hillary Rodham.
I don't know.
You're not going to wade into this one?
I think I'm going to take a pass on that.
All right, how about Bill, though? Who should play a young Bill?
I don't know.
All right.
It isn't going to be Leonard DiCaprio.
No, it's not, probably
well,
not.
It might be. Don't rule it out.
All right. Larry Kudlow, of course, host of Kudlow Report on CNBC. Thanks for joining. So you've got President Obama up there touring the Jersey coast with Governor Chris Christie. For many Republicans and conservatives, this is a sore point for them. They look at Governor Christie and think of him as a bit of a turncoat for his behavior after Superstorm Sandy there. And it's in stark contrast to this recent report from Senator Tom Coburn. You know, his state just got hit with that horrible tornado last week. But he specifically said this weekend on Face the Nation, yeah, we want federal relief through FEMA, but only if there are offsetting cuts in other areas for the federal budget. What do you think of this dichotomy between Chris Christie and a more Coolidge-esque Republican like Tom Coburn?
Coolidge-esque. Calvin Coolidge is one of my favorite presidents. I think you have two completely different situations right now. And by the way, for all of the hullabaloo about Christie and Obama, if you take a look at Christie's polls, where is he, in the 60s, mid-60s, in a blue state like New Jersey?
Yeah.
So I still maintain, as I did months ago, that Christie made the right decision with Obama and federal aid, and I don't think Christie wants to fight the federal aid business. It's done. It's over. It's too bad it's not more transparent. It's too bad there's a lot of pork. I mean, I truly think Coburn makes some very good points. I interviewed Tom Coburn last week, and he said he was talking about $300 or $400 million as the initial estimates. I have no idea if that's right. Those were his numbers. I asked him if FEMA could cover it. No problem. He said yes. He said he thought that money was already paid into FEMA, taxpayer money, and if it were $300-400 million, that was fine by him. He was talking about an extravagant emergency bill, not the kind of thing that they think they're going to need in Oklahoma. It's much more downsized.
All right, and so I mean, given that, do you think that this is ultimately, again, a political benefit for Chris Christie, for Barack Obama to be joining him? I mean, you look at Obama right now, and he's in dire straits again because of the scandals here in Washington. Is he using the governor of New Jersey and the relative success of FEMA's actions there on the Jersey Shore to sort of distract, and is Christie playing into his hands?
Well, I don't think Christie has much choice in the matter since Obama delivered for him. Regarding Obama, you know, he can try to distract as much as he wants to try to distract, but he's not going to be able to distract. No way. I mean, he's being investigated by all these committees over the IRS. He's got problems over the tapped telephones. He's got problems everywhere right now. He's got all these scandals swirling about. So I think it's a kind of a nothing trip for Obama. For Christie, it's just going to be a brief, thank you, look what you've done, we've reopened. Much ado about nothing. I mean, Chris Christie is going to win the Jersey election going away, and that's going to make him one of the most influential, powerful Republicans in the country. And what people are going to say is a guy, Christie, can win a blue state like New Jersey. Isn't that the kind of guy we really have to look at?
And that's why these trips by Obama, I think, can help with that, because it shows, he's someone who can be friends with a Democratic president. He can work with a Democratic president. People are tired of the fighting and bickering in Congress and not getting anything done. And I think that's the kind of appeal that Christie could have as a candidate. And as you say, his poll numbers are great. His fundraising is great. He's in a really good position right now. He's certainly not going to be hurt by visiting with President Obama.
I mean, Christie has always said, at least when I've interviewed him, and I've heard him say this elsewhere, that you can find common ground with the other side without giving up your principles. And I think that's a very good point. I personally don't think Christie gave up any of his principles in the emergency last September. It was a horrible, horrible thing. Christie's a budget cutter. He went after the unions. He's trying to be a tax cutter, even though he's got a legislature that's Democrat. I think that, by the way, is going to be one of the big issues. Give me a legislature I can work with so I can cut taxes. He wants a 10% across-the-board tax cut for a state that could really use it. So I just see this as win-win for Chris Christie. And President Obama, this is just a fleeting, passing issue. He's got such gigantic issues now, as I say, with the IRS and the other scandals, that stuff's not going to go away for a long time. And you're going to see unbelievable fireworks coming up, not only in these oversight hearings, where you got Ways and Means, you've got Darrell Issa, you've got...
Well, where does it go, though? Where does it go? You know, if hearing after hearing after hearing, do you think they'll, you know, are we looking just for the connection between the targeting and someone really high up in the administration, or are we looking at this issue of how cozy the IRS has gotten with the White House over the past couple of years? I mean, what's the main issue you think that's going to come out of the IRS?
I think they still have to find who was the quarterback behind these attacks and targets. I think they have to find the actual process, who, what, when, where, and how. I think that has not yet been established. And I think the Lois Lerner business was a very bad thing for her, but for the administration as well as the IRS. But I don't think Lois Lerner is the end of the line. I think there are other people that are going to be involved. This woman, Sarah Hall Ingram, who was actually the head of the tax-exempt organization before Lerner. I think other names are going to surface. I think names in the Treasury Department are going to surface. And is there a spillover into the White House? Well, we will see. We will see. Right now, that's the smaller part of it. Although, for the life of me, I don't know why the chief of staff didn't tell the president. I still don't get that.
Yeah.
But who knew what and when? I don't know. But eventually, it wouldn't surprise me at all if there was a special counsel. And I think in order to really get to the bottom of this, they're going to need a special counsel, because I don't think you could conduct these investigations, specifically in detail, and get other names and see where the big fish were. I don't think you can do that in committee. I just don't think so. And I think you're going to need an independent special counsel for that. And I think that's coming.
All right, Larry Kudlow, thanks. I know that you'll be hitting this a lot on the Kudlow Report today on CNBC, so we'll look forward to it.
All right.
Thank you, Larry Kudlow, for